21M, wasn't looking for love when she, 24F, walked into my life, but she stormed in like a fire. I couldn't resist. From the very beginning, there was something magnetic about her. The way she laughed at my dumbest jokes, the way she talked about the pain she'd endured, the trauma from her past relationship, how she said she survived it. She painted him like a monster. Her ex, let's call him Karen, was abusive, manipulative. She told me her dad had to pull a gun on him once to get him out of their house. She even said she got a restraining order, that he stalked her, that he called her from different numbers just to harass her. My blood boiled at the thought of someone hurting her. I felt protective of her. I wanted to be her safe space, her peace, and for a while, I really believed I was. Our relationship started intense calls that lasted all night, sudden road trips, impulsive gifts. She was loud and wild, but in a way that made me feel alive. She said I calmed her, that I made her feel seen. I was a broke student working part-time. She had just left a toxic job and was trying to rebuild her life. I didn't have much to give, but what I had, I gave freely. Loyalty, time, patience. The first time I noticed something off was when she started hiding her phone. At first, I chalked it up to privacy. Everyone deserves that. But then I noticed her using apps like Google Pay and PhonePe to chat. Not transaction messages, actual conversations. I once saw her send a heart emoji through a payment note. I asked her about it. She laughed it off. Babe, it's nothing. It's just a joke between friends. One night, we had a minor fight about something stupid, probably me not being able to meet her because of exams. That night, at 3 a.m., I saw her online. My gut twisted. When I asked her about it, she said she was having a panic attack and didn't want to bother me. Then who were you talking to? I called a friend, she said. It's not a big deal. I later found out the friend was a guy she met through someone else. She took his number during a house party, then started texting him. I saw screenshots when her gallery was open once. She told him how unhappy she was, how I didn't get her. She even sent him photos she never sent me. When I confronted her, she turned the tables. You're always so controlling, she yelled. I can't even talk to people without you assuming the worst. I felt like the villain, but I stayed because she always had a reason. She had anxiety, she had trauma, she felt misunderstood, and she loved me. She said it constantly, texted it randomly, left little notes in my backpack when I wasn't looking. And I was addicted to those moments of sweetness that came after the storms. Then came the bombshell. I found out she wasn't single when we met. She had never actually broken up with Karan. The restraining order, fabricated. Her dad pulling a gun, embellished at best. Karan wasn't the monster she described. He was something else. A pawn in her twisted little game. Because I wasn't the first backup. I was just the most recent. Her friend, let's call her Neha, reached out to me anonymously, said she couldn't keep quiet anymore. She sent me screenshots, voice notes, recordings. My girlfriend, let's call her Tanya, had been juggling multiple guys. Me, Karan, a co-worker named Rishi, some other guy she met on Instagram. It was a cycle. Whenever things got too real with one, she'd rotate to the next. She fed us all the same lines. You're the only one who understands me. You're my peace. You saved me. Each of us thought we were special. We weren't. We were options. I remember listening to a voice note Neha sent. It was Tanya laughing with Rishi about how easy it was to make me feel guilty, how I'd always apologize first, how she could cheat and still come out looking like the victim. I felt like I was going to throw up. I went no contact, blocked her everywhere, changed my number. For 2 blessed weeks, I started to breathe again. Then she found a way back. She emailed me a long, emotional letter. She said she made mistakes, that she was in therapy now, that she realized I was the only one who really loved her. I ignored it. Then she showed up outside my college, crying, begging. She had a letter from her therapist. Said she was diagnosed with BPD, that she was trying, that I was her anchor. She said, please don't abandon me like everyone else. And like I fully took her back. Things were good again for a few months. Or maybe I was just numb. Then I noticed she never stopped sharing her location with me, even after fights, even after blocking me on other platforms. I could see where she was. One night, I saw she was at Karan's place. I messaged her, hope you made the right choice. No reply. 3 days later, I saw she was back at her house. Her location pinged constantly, like she was glued to her phone. I went over. She didn't know I was coming. Karan was inside. They weren't arguing. They weren't breaking up. They were laughing. I didn't confront her. Not directly. I left a note on her car windshield. You lied. Again. For the last time. I walked away and never looked back. Blocked her again. Everywhere. Changed my email. Deleted every photo. Burned the letters. Flushed the bracelet she gave me. She tried to reach out once more through a mutual friend. Sent a message saying she was getting engaged to Karen, but would always wonder what we could have been. It made me laugh. For the first time in months, it didn't hurt. It was just pathetic. If you're reading this and stuck in something similar, please hear me. You are not the villain in someone else's twisted narrative. Love doesn't have to feel like war, like you're constantly trying to prove your worth, like you're walking on eggshells. You can love someone completely and still walk away when it becomes self-destruction. I gave her everything, and in the end, she gave nothing back but scars and stories. But now I have peace, and this time it's real. I, 18F, recently found out that my boyfriend, 21M, was cheating while looking through his texts with someone named Mommy. But I also found out a few hours ago that it was my sister 27F who he cheated with. Not sure what I should do with this information because I thought my family stuck together. When I first found out he cheated, I went to my sister to talk to her, and she took me out to get my nails done and get lunch. But now that I know she lied, I am not sure what to do. Should I break up with my boyfriend and confront my sister, or keep acting clueless? Me and my boyfriend were together since freshman year of high school, and I am scared of losing him, but at the same time, I feel like I can't just stay with a cheater. I made dinner plans with my family for Friday and invited my boyfriend. I am gonna confront them then, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'm sorry for the late update. It was a very rough night. I invited everyone to dinner at my place, and when everyone sat down to eat, I stood up and told everyone I needed to say something, and that is when I told everyone what happened. The look on my sister's face was absolutely priceless, but my boyfriend started saying it was a lie and that I was acting crazy. This is when I pulled up screenshots that I sent to myself from my boyfriend's phone and showed everyone. My mom was furious with my sister, and my dad didn't seem to care about the whole thing. My mom told my sister to leave and said she needed to have a talk with my boyfriend. This is when things got worse. He started saying that I made it up because I don't get enough attention, and started insulting me. This is when my dad actually decided to step in. My dad started screaming at my boyfriend and told him that he was absolutely disgusted with his actions and that he didn't want him anywhere near me or my sister. After that, me and my now ex-boyfriend went outside, and I officially ended things after telling him how awful of a person he is. And for my sister, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. She hasn't texted me back, and I haven't heard anything since. F was going through my separation with my baby daddy, the one and only, and I end up linking up with my HS best friend, Ma, class of '06, and this is how I somehow end up involved in this mess. I find Abe on FB back in 13, and I'm excited to have found him I reach out, trying to find out how great his life was going with Chris, and if they also had kids by then. To my surprise, he says they're broken up, and she's married now with 4 kids. Huh? What? How? What happened? Baby Jesus, let me tell you. He says it was a long story, and maybe he'll tell me one day, but RN wasn't the time. I was still very hurt and unhealed myself, so I didn't dare to ask more. As time passed by, occasional dates turned into hanging out all day, every day at his bachelor pad, and I thought maybe this was it. Maybe he's the one. His birthday comes. I'm at his house, having a romantic dinner, when he suddenly excuses himself and rushes in the restroom and won't come out. I get a bad feeling. And at this point, I thought, he's like every other guy, and decide I'm going to leave him in the restroom and I'm going home. I'm confused and hurt, but I'm not willing to find out what's going on. I had invested about 6 months and I'd felt like what a total waste. He's like every other guy. I walked out and decided to head home. I get close to my car and I notice something odd. My car is keyed from head to toe. I am shocked. I decide to start calling him and he's sending me to VM. I knew there was somebody else. I knew there was another female. I thought I could trust again. I'm confused. I'm angry. I didn't know what to do. I'm home. I don't want to exist. He calls me and tells me he knows it's time to have a serious conversation, one he should have had before involving me in this fucking asshole, and confesses there was someone else, but they can't be. This is his side of the story. Rosie let Abe move in with her daughter Chris in '05 when Abe's mom passed. Everything was fine and dandy until there was a TV incident at home where Rosie's husband gets arrested and deported. Okay, it's still not making any sense. Rosie groomed. He doesn't realize he was, or at least didn't at the time, Abe for a long time, until she got her way. For many years she got her way, doggy style. In the restroom at 5 a.m. is what walked into. I'm confused. What do you mean, Rosie? Isn't she almost 50? I'm grossed out. How come I'm finding out now? This way. Rosie always told him she was aware they couldn't be together and was willing to let him go when he found the one. Abe really thought she'd let him be happy with someone his age when the time came. For 6 months he kept this secret from her, but by this point she knew something wasn't right. Rosie goes to his house on his birthday and was spying through the windows. I know she saw a lot that day. She keyed my car and left to their spot at beach to kill herself. This is when he was locked in the restroom. Typical narcissist behavior. I decided I'm not staying with such a gross excuse of a man. But before walking out of this mess, I told her only son, aside from Chris, how his friend was still fucking his mom. Receipts on her phone. confirmed I was saying the truth, and Guy sent me proof, which I exposed on a fake FB page for all her friends, family, co-workers to see. You're welcome. I also waited for her to be parked just like how my car was parked by his house, and I bashed her back window. You have to be soulless to be able to do this to your own child. Soon afterwards, my daddy passed away, and I used this moment of grief to bury my feelings and close this chapter in life. Justice for Chris and anyone betrayed by their birther, always.